Hello, everybody. My name is Kenneth Jonathan Rock. Today we have a stone with us. He is not a stoner. Do not confuse him with that. Go ahead, say something about himself.
This is Jeremy, not Stono.
You weren't supposed to say your real name. You've
Okay.
completely ruined the illusion. If you say my name, I'm fist fighting you. Anyway, before we actually continue on with this, let me make sure that I'm not being crazy and that this is secretly all just going on with nothing actually playing. Because that would be awkward. That is not it. I'm just going to assume it is. Anyway, so today we're going to be, obviously, if you read the title, we're going to be ranking the Undertale characters from strongest to weakest. We'll be starting here with Annoying Dog. So I have the Annoying Dog with like this character here, and we don't know Son. We did do this beforehand, so we do have somewhat of an agreement.
Yeah, we don't really know much about Annoying Dog other than the fact that he stole the power orb, which who knows what it does? It does something, I assume. But
it's the only other thing we know about him is he just happens to be in a place where he could use Bark to Text to make a game, but realistically, we don't know what that game is. We do know that he also is afraid to fight Frisk, weirdly enough. That is something that I went into, because when you go to him and you click on him, it allows you to try and battle him. And we do know that the dog is actually initially putting holes in to stop Frisk from battling him. We do know that he's afraid enough to run from Papyrus. I mean, that's all speculatory, but what do you think?
I mean, to be fair, if a small child came at me with a knife, I would probably run away. But yeah.
So questionable. You okay with Caster going there too, or?
Yeah, I don't really know anything about Gaston. Never actually saw him. Everything about him seems to be theory.
Yeah, definitely. So he will definitely go here. Mad Dummy, he doesn't really fight.
Yeah. So not a fighter?
Not a fighter. Never a fighter. Not cool enough for that shit.
He's all about love.
Except your shenanigans. He ain't about that.
He ain't about that.
Okay. Now we get to the actual people. We get to Whimsic. Wishmick? Go with Weak. What do you think?
Yeah, I can't particularly recall fighting him.
So he's one of the first monsters in the ruins.
Yeah.
And anything you do outside of attacking him automatically calls him to flee because he's just that terrified.
So yeah, definitely weak.
Next we have Frogget.
I'd probably say the same. Above him though, he can at least fight.
Yeah. And then we have this monstrosity.
Vegetable with a face.
Yeah. Personally, I would put him below Frogget because one of his abilities actually heals his opponents, and he's actually rooted to the ground as well. Like, there's only 3 locations you can find him in. Well, there's only like 2 locations you can really find him in, and one of them you have to walk into him directly.
Yeah.
Like, he beats this guy just because even if he talks.
Away.
Yeah. This guy I would put below him because one of the problems he has that we know about is that he gets picked on by all the other monsters. And realistically, if you're getting picked on, either you're not fighting back or you're too weak to fight back. I should let you talk.
No, I'll say anything if I have anything to say.
Okay, just give me 1 second to make sure this is actually people can actually hear us. Yeah, they can definitely hear us.
They can even hear you say whether or not they can hear you, right?
Yeah, but they've come to suspect that for me. It's the old Ken charm. I'm hearing everything a second afterwards. I'm waiting for the sentence pop up now. I might have these guys mixed remembered. No, this guy's just in a wrong place. Let me fix him. Okay, that fixed. Okay, next we have this little guy right here. Some of these names I don't remember, not just because I remember all these characters. Some of these
Yeah, he
names.
looks familiar.
He's the rule. So this is the guy where once you cleared out all the other enemies, he'll just dance.
So I either say not a fight all week because he just dances.
So I'm going to put him still above him because it's still the same reasoning as this guy. But it's more like it seems to be like peer pressure will cause him to fight.
Okay.
And then we have Jelly, who I would put above here because, again, this guy can't really move. All this guy can create miniature explosions. It's kind of random for a bowl of jelly.
That is a little bit random, isn't it? And he doesn't heal his opponents, so that's always a plus.
I forgot about that. I said it and I forgot about it. It's such a weird fact because he's one of the only people in that first area who will do it. There's a few characters who can and will, but he's one of the few that does it in that area. So this guy just being a coward. Next, we have ones that you actually don't know too well yourself for sure. That's the hard mode characters.
I'm an absolute casual. What can I say?
I'm tired of your degeneracy. So this guy I would put here, just because he basically this guy, but with harder hitting attacks.
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna blow through these hard mode ones because I know you don't know them all too well. And this would be the order in which I would put them in. Because this actually, oops, no, don't do it. Don't do it, reality. Well, while we wait for that to fix itself.
Goodbye, stream.
No, the stream's still up. It's just now being a bit. As long as they don't see the other stuff on here, I don't care. All the illegal stuff. What?
And
There
that's
we go.
when Ken digs himself into a hole.
Only a hole if I didn't mean to put myself there. For all you know, all that was on purpose. Get out of here, advertisement. No one likes you. I blame you. I've never made that mistake before. So this is the order I put him in. He's actually a more powerful variant of this guy, but he can still also heal his opponents. But he
Okay.
summons little snaky snakes. The snakes eat frogs. That doesn't make any sense, but
You know what? I'll go with it.
this guy distorts reality to some degree.
And he has a triangle for a mouth.
One of the only ways to actually pacify this guy to help you out is to reorganize his face.
Okay.
And none of these other guys actually really can.
Because they don't have hands.
Yeah. And unironically, the hard mode boss of this guy goes up a lot harder because he actually isn't a coward.
Okay.
So you okay with that?
Yeah.
Good explanations for you. Okay. Next, Napstablook. So I was thinking mid. What do you think?
Yeah, he definitely seems to be stronger than a lot of the other mobs, and it's most of the time it's kind of hard to actually hurt the guy.
You actually can't hurt the guy outside of having just amass power.
Yeah.
One of the big problems.
None of them,
yeah.
definitely none of the characters so far have,
So,
except for the unknown, possibly.
another thing is he's not that powerful as well.
Yeah.
Like he cries a good number of times on the Mad Dummy, which basically just has this guy's defense.
Yeah.
And it doesn't do a whole lot.
But we're not necessarily saying whether or not he's strong or weak, just that those characters wouldn't necessarily be able to defeat him.
Yeah. He can also make a nice hat.
And that definitely adds to him.
Also, I'm just biased for him against everyone else, so 10 out of 10 would be Naruto. Next, we have supposed to be in the Hotlands category. This whole thing is, and the list restarted itself. Isn't that beautiful? I guess we're just gonna go through it. Who cares? Volcarone. Living volcano can make lightning bolts. I'd put
Normally, you would think of Living Volcano as strong, but I'm feeling mid.
I'm gonna put them. I would say above Napsta because they have basting attacks and their magic could theoretically hurt Napsta or force them into a position where they could be killed.
Okay.
They actually have some of their slower scaling. I want to do this in order by area because I don't get that anymore. I'm gonna ignore the humans and the boss monsters. You okay with that?
Yeah.
We'll save them for last because realistically, they're going to be the fun parts of this list.
Yeah.
Next, we have this giraffe.
He's also picked on by the other monsters, even the kids.
Yeah. I'm going to put him above the jelly.
Why about the jelly?
So the problem with these monsters is they are mostly in the ruins. And this jelly guy, although you could say the same argument for like this guy right here, but the problem with this jelly person is within that area, he kind of doesn't have the ability to move around as freely within the ice area. And the only other area you see him battle is in waterfalls, which isn't nearly as cold. So he would have the ability to fight back better.
Okay.
He also just, and I don't usually look at the attack and defense stats because there's a lot of problems with that, and I can get into that later, but he does have a higher attack and defense than this guy.
So he is meant to be, at least in the game, stronger.
He just has every advantage, like narratively and just stat-wise. Okay with that?
Yeah.
Sorry, I just asked because you're stroking your face. It looks like you're thinking. Next, we have the living candle. Put him, actually, nope, that's not happening again. I actually put him below Napstablook. So one of the interesting thing about this guy is if he gets lit on fire, he'll get stronger, but any blowing on him will actually weaken him massively.
Napstablook can cry on him.
Yeah. So I think he could probably take out these guys before they weaken him enough, but the other people could probably blow on him enough for that not to be.
Yeah, I see that.
Next, we have my good friend Greater Dog. I'm trying to be very careful right now, not trying to accidentally go back to the last page. I'd actually put him probably above Napstablook.
You think? How would you go Napstablook?
He's got his blue spears, which would allow him to hurt. So he wouldn't necessarily be able to kill him, but Napstablook wouldn't be able to fight long enough to do anything to the Greater Dog.
Okay.
And the Greater Dog does have the ability to hurt him. Like, we do know ghosts theoretically can die.
Yeah.
There's spirits can die, and he is basically just that. Okay, we're ignoring boss monster. So the only character who really matters is Timmy.
Obviously S too.
Beyond S tier, if we were being fair, but I would put him. Honestly, I'd put him above the candle.
Why about the candle?
Blowing ability. Again, anyone who can blow on him gains a massive advantage. And Kimmy has this weird thing that they can do with their legs, which allows them to break reality for some reason. They also have, theoretically, Timmy could also use the Timmy armor.
That's true. The Timmy armor was there.
I don't like the way that this order is anymore. This is irritating. I'm going to have to ignore so many people. This gentleman is basically just a more powerful version of Mike Wazowski over here. I would put him probably above Napstablook.
Above Timmy. He has a college education.
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
No Kool-Aid education for him yet. But I'd put him right below Greater Dog because he's powerful. But Greater Dogs, again, those blue attacks are actually more devastating than people generally give him credit for.
Okay.
He also has a much higher health bar and will be able to dish out the attack needed to beat him in a 1-on-1 fight before he could win.
Okay.
Any problems with that?
I am curious about what you were saying about the blue attacks.
So basically, one of the interesting thing about the blue attacks is only besides Papyrus and the Royal Dog Guards, no one else really has them. And it seems to be one of those situations where, like, because it's a specialty attack, where they're the ones that really know how they work. And the only reason why Sans knows about them is because he has them. And nobody else makes any mention to them.
Okay.
And considering that, since they're guard, we can assume that they are actually reliable soldiers, that the blue attack is devastating.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Also, have you seen Timmy? Timmy doesn't know how to stop shaking. He shakes so much his face comes off. Oh, goodness. Now we're getting straight into this category. 1 second. You entertain for a second.
This one is not necessarily very good at entertaining people.
I said entertain, not be boring.
You know what? It's just I'm not very good at entertaining people, especially on the spot.
Tell them about your life story. That's always puts me to sleep. I mean,
My life story:
okay,
I was born, I lived,
2 minutes
and
ago.
I'm waiting to die.
We all know you're immortal. Get out of here.
You're right.
You know what? Let's go ahead and get the This person goes into not a fighter. Okay, he's jumping all the way to mid. He goes into not a fighting category. She cannot hit nothing. And she's actually a good reason why these guys aren't as powerful as people think they are, because she is losing her will to exist, and you see it in her attack.
That's a problem.
I'm gonna grab the rest of these guys real fast if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
I watched a video, and I'm gonna have to do it. Somebody ranked them, and he put them way too high.
So you deal with those guys a bit later.
I'm gonna make a full video on that guy. That's a disgusting tier. I showed you that tier list.
You did.
What is a disgusting tier list? Would you agree?
Yeah.
You better agree. I'll smack you.
This is your video. I'm contextually obligated.
About time somebody figured that out. Yeah. So I would put them here because they actually are extremely powerful. But the big problem is here, the only person that we have to compare them to is level one Frisk, because you are actually necessary to go to the passive ascending to beat them. You can theoretically get to level 4 on the passive ascending, but obviously
not really
that's not.
intended to.
Yeah.
Thematically, you're level 1.
Just like me. So with that, we know they're powerful. We know they're hard to kill. But we know determination can only last so long. And we know they have less determination than Frisk. Otherwise, they'd have control of reality. They are less determined than the 11-year-old child. And
11-year-olds can be very stubborn.
another big problem here is a lot of people who say they can't die. They again, it's the determination argument. But the thing is, the reason why they're able to stay together is because there are a bunch of monsters combined together.
Yeah.
And
that's
that's
that
giving
monster flesh can only withstand determination for so long. With of course Undying the Undying, which we'll get to later. But even as it is, you mentioned one of them is losing the will to live. And you can tell by just looking at them that they're not really in the best of condition.
Well, especially this one. Like, look at half of its face is clearly trying to come off itself.
Yeah. Like, sure, they're really hard to kill, but there's nothing to indicate they're unkillable, or that if you just leave them alone for a while, they want to just die on their own.
Well, another thing, and you just made me think about it. Alphys feeds them, which means they need food.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's no reason to say they're unkillable. Ignore the talking in the background, people. It's just a TV. I can't turn it off. The Shiren. Probably below Greater Dog.
I was just thinking about that right as well.
We're on the same page for once. Yeah. So she has undertale music. Sound waves actually aren't hard to dodge.
Yeah.
In fact,
and I don't see her standing up to some Greater Dog, who is, as you mentioned, trained in military.
Yeah. Let's get these two out of the way as well. They're not boss monsters. I find Monster Kid, I'm putting above the dummy. Actually, he doesn't really fight. You can enter battle with him. That doesn't necessarily make them a fighter. You can fight. He will fight you.
He'll headbutt you.
He'll bite you in the junk. Not that
I'd go
junk.
down if you... I'm just saying, that's enough to take me out.
Because you're not determined.
Not if you do that.
We have Elvis, who goes right above Whimsic. She's a coward. She runs whenever she gets a chance, and she uses everyone else to fight. To her fighting. That's why she made Metaton.
Yeah. And just look at her. You can just tell by looking at her. She ain't interested in none of that.
You know what? Actually, I'm going to do real fast, just for the sake of getting them out of the way, because we're not going to be able to discuss this. You haven't seen them. Where's Meow Meow? Meow 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 Meow. And just like that, I'm a furry.
We knew that all along.
So Gliscor, it's a Pokemon. He goes right here.
Is it because he's Pokemon?
Yes. He has a attention problem. If you don't pay attention to him, he'll just leave the fight.
Huh.
So sorry. That is his name. right above Timmy.
Did you put below Timmy?
Small detail. Yeah, no, below. I meant to say below Timmy.
Oh, okay.
He's just an artist. Stuff he draws comes to life, but he doesn't have as much control of it as I would like to think. Meow Meow Dummy, surprisingly strong.
I mean, it is an anime cat goal.
Yeah. So she has this interesting thing where she actually adds a brand new mechanic, especially when it comes to the Switch, where she can divide her attacks, and you have to move in that particular pattern to avoid her attacks.
Okay.
And throughout the entire fight, they just get faster and faster.
And it's an anime cat goal, so obviously it has to be strong.
You got the right idea. Magic Man. I would put probably right here because he is also technically a royal guard.
Yeah.
And his magical attacks would be able to weaken these guys and take them out. He's also one of the few characters whose spears are just shown to be able to actually get faster than Frisk's soul.
Okay.
I don't think they're faster than Frisk, but that means their attacks can at least catch someone on that speed.
Yeah.
We'll get into the crazy speed of Frisk, because I was talking to you about this the other day, and it gets ridiculous. Like, unironically, like, I think they're actually, because I was talking about the joke, what was I joking about earlier? Timmy?
Yeah.
I made the joke about Timmy beating Naruto, but there actually is a good argument for Timmy being on that level. Unless you think Naruto is multiversal. For some people think that. And I'm going to make a video defending that. Despite the fact that I'm openly admitting I don't believe it here. I need to rethink my life.
I think you do. Naruto is obviously multi-dimensional. He has black balls and a stick.
You just got me banned. How dare you? Okay, I'm trying to... Okay, we almost forgot the Tsundere plane. She's a Tsundere. There's Tsunderes and Evangelion. All Evangelions are Shinji. Therefore, Tsundere planet is Shinji. Therefore, S rank.
Yes.
I would put, honestly, below Valkyrie. Actually, put her above.
Above? Why above?
So one of the things this one can do, because she doesn't heal despite having a green attack, which is weird. But she can drop missiles.
Fair enough.
Also, that just they can attack multiple times and create actual like flaming tornadoes as well.
Yeah.
They have attacks that can help out. I think they're relative to each other, but I think she also attacks faster.
Okay.
See, that's the problem with some of these other characters. With these characters, is there's because you only see them in like the battle, which is not the in-game battle, which is not meant to be taken 100%.
Yeah.
You don't see some of the crazy feats that you see, which is why the boss characters are to be more fun. And I failed to grab anyone. I'll figure this out someday. The guard dogs. I get it now. Above Shiren.
Below Greater Dog?
Yeah. So Raider Dog actually is as his name would imply.
The greatest of dogs?
Yeah.
The best of boys?
The smoochiest of pooches. The smoochiest poochie. No, he's a tank. If she falls, he loses the will to fight.
Yeah.
And if he falls, their attack power is cut in half. Also, a lot of their attacks just hold still. And we know the Greater Dog actually can do that. He's a dog. He's learned to sit. He's mastered this power. This godly ability to sit down.
If only I could be so great.
Oh, wow, we actually are running out of non-boss characters, finally. Lesser Dog.
As one known type is a lesser dog.
I'll put him below Shiren.
Or lesser dog.
The problem with a Lesser Dog is he gets distracted really easily. I can see him getting way too excited because of the music. That's what Shiren can make. Would he lose to the music? Probably not, but he would lose the will to fight. I didn't put these pictures in, okay? Ignore the fact that they're so bad. I mean, they're not bad pictures, but you know what I mean. Aaron, the flexing man, right above the living handle. He's too sweaty for that.
Yeah. I thought he was kind of annoying to fight, but that's about it.
He also has a really annoying way to pacify him.
Yes.
You know what it is?
Keep flexing.
No.
What?
No, it's not.
Really?
I mean, you can pacify him like that, but so you know how you get the yellow names?
No.
So you get his yellow name by going to the Napstablook's house and playing one of the CDs and leaving. And then he'll find it really creepy and just start winking and scaring. And I'll go to him next just for context. But he winks so much that it scares this guy away. Put him there for now so I don't actually back out. But that's how you pacify him. But basically, just playing some spooky music.
Huh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And he would go here because if blowing on him is going to waken him, imagine water going on him.
Yes.
And Aaron goes above him just because he actually has an attack that will heal you. Very few of these. Let's start going backwards. Jerry probably would go above Monster Kid.
Because he can do more than headbutt you.
Actually, he doesn't fight you in the game. He will not attack you.
Really?
Yeah. He just so he has this annoying ability. Whenever he's on screen with other monsters, he just makes their attacks longer.
Oh.
But you can also just ditch him. Like literally, you can just walk away from him. But because of that,
nobody likes Jerry.
Tactically, I could put him into non-fighters, but if he were to fight these, he would win.
Okay.
He's got hands.
That's a plus.
It's hard to throw hands when you have no hands. Any here that you particularly want to see? Do you have anywhere you want to do the rest in, or
not particularly?
At least until we get to the bosses, I guess.
Yeah.
Snowdrake. He goes probably there. Come on, reality. He probably goes there. He hits hard, but he's not very tanky. And he mostly just wants to tell jokes.
Yeah.
He's a kid. So it makes sense. His father, Childrake, honestly, not too much more powerful. And he only shows up in the genocide route. Which is a fun fact. I didn't even... Because I usually just go straight through genocide.
Okay.
Because when you're grinding that... I love Undertale, but grinding for the genocide route, no mercy run. Ugh.
Oh, yeah. Finding all the characters to kill. It's just annoying to find people to kill who are trying to not die.
I know, so inconvenient. If only they would just walk into my blade.
They should really be more considerate.
I know, right? Which is weird considering I put in over 200 hours into that game. Yes, I'm admitting that right here in the stream. Come at me. Final Frog. Use the Final Froggy. This one's actually interesting. Because he's technically not a Royal Knight. I'm not putting him here permanent, but technically he's not a Royal Knight.
Okay.
But he is more powerful than the people that show up in the ruins. Because if you look at it, like he does like almost like level 1 Frisk. He does like I think 4 HP worth of damage.
Okay. Where did you encounter him? I can't recall him.
Encounter him right before you fight Mettaton.
Okay.
Right in the core. I'd put him below Napstablook.
Okay.
I don't know. You see any reason for him? Because he hits hard, but he has similar problems. Like he basically just has slightly harder attacks than Frogget and just faster.
Okay.
You know what? Just to be fair to him, I'll put it back because he does fight around Royal Guard people. So maybe he's learned some tricks. I wonder how much of the background noise you're going to hear throughout this. Next, we have Doggo, who actually go probably below Final Frogget. He's blinded. He can only hit you if you're moving. But weirdly enough, he can track you if you do move. So you know what? I'm going to put him above Final Frogget. Because I just thought of something.
Is he blind?
Hmm?
Is he blind?
He's blind.
I didn't realize he was blind.
Yeah, that's why his eyes are cut off here. They're useless.
Oh, okay.
No, there's a sign that says that he's blind, and he openly admits that he can't see you if you don't move. But that's why I'm putting him above, because his only way of attacking is moving.
Okay.
Like, literally, even if we take his battle animations, literally just some of his moves are just him jumping. Then he's just weaker than lesser dog. Shiren connects with sound waves. I'm assuming by your silence you have no problem with that.
I have no problem with that.
See, this is going by a lot faster than we thought. I don't think that's true. I think I'm lying. Okay, Mad Dummy. I'm going to put above the amalgamations. I'm right below this guy. Because he has everything that you could give to them except determination. He can't really be hurt outside of magical attacks. He openly admits it. And he has
Which, of course, the wizard has magical attacks, so
he
can't move.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, everyone else who's going to go above him is going to have some sort of magical attacks or way to deal with him.
And you can't really do a whole lot besides throw rockets at you, and he doesn't really have a ton of them.
Well, he has minions.
Yeah, but he does have a tendency to fire them.
Fair enough. He also has a knife.
Only the one, though. And if he throws it at you, he's just done.
So if he got good, Night. I'm going to put in the strong category.
Okay.
Absolute tank. Do you remember that fight?
Vaguely.
Yeah. So it takes.
But I do recall him being strong.
It takes like 2 hits from like almost full power. He can take 2 full power hits from level 18 Frisk.
Oh, and yes, he definitely was strong.
The Royal Knight 1 and 2. I'm going to put right here in the mid category, right above him. I don't think they'd be able to beat him in a fight, but I don't think they deserve that higher tier.
Yeah.
They distract way too easily.
Yeah.
And they need 2 of them just to even get up to that level. Oh, also, I'm just like with these 2 over here. If Knight 2 falls, he loses the will to fight.
Okay.
Like, his attacks don't move at all. Like, you actually have to move into him, just like you had to do with Doggo over here.
Oh, okay.
So, fun fact. One of my favorite things to do during genocide is to make them think I'm trying to hook them up together and then just kill the other one during the betrayal kill. It's amusing. And I need to go see a therapist. This man. The man that kills me more times than I like to admit to. No, not really. That's a joke. I would put him below Breaker.
Okay.
He basically, and I keep saying this, but honestly, if you look at the monsters here, you can see that there's clearly some that are based off the others.
Yeah.
But this guy right here is basically just a upgraded version of. Oh goodness, where'd he go? This guy right here.
Oh yeah. You can see the family resemblance.
He's willing to fight, and he's not a coward, but that will only do you so far. And his attacks he's really slow. Like, the only time you will encounter this guy is when there's 2 other people to help him out, or at least another person to help. He needs the support. And if I remember correctly, he can heal you. But, and here's the real kicker: unlike the other guys, he actually has a chance to heal you twice.
Oh really?
Yeah. So when you do his thing to pacify him, he'll summon 2 green butterflies.
Okay.
So he'll heal people twice as fast as anyone else.
And as previously you mentioned, maybe healing the people who you're trying to kill, not exactly the best battle strategy.
I need to get an actual mouse for this. That's going to help me out a lot. You got me headphones. Now I need a mouse. Come on, people. Go to Patreon. Support me. That's a shameless plug if I've ever seen one. This guy will go below this guy, because if he melts at all, he gets massively weakened. And this guy basically is just fire.
Yes.
I don't know. Any problem with that? Because...
No.
Because, I mean, theoretically, you could say he could put him out, but I don't know if he'd get close enough for the water to matter.
That's once that hat's gone. He just...
Oh, yeah. Well, you would have to argue that how hat would melt faster than him.
Yeah.
But you know what? If it does, yeah, you got a point. I'm not here to argue with you. I don't know why I am. Okay, we're down to the last non-boss who gives a shit about it monster. These are all genocide fodder anyway. Bigger jelly man. I'd put him right here. Same reason this guy, he'd probably just melt trying to fight this guy right here, but I think he has the attack power to take out this guy considering that he's got his explosions that he can activate.
Okay.
And this guy, his attacks come from the ground. Considering that his attacks are ice-based, I don't know how well that would work against a blob of jelly.
Yeah. All hail the jelly.
Oh, okay.
Enough of the interesting ones.
Yeah. Is there any particular order we should do this in?
I was thinking chronological.
Here, let me fix that real fast. I am going to suggest that we save the humans for last because I got stuff to say.
And the flower?
We'll put Flowey first.
Okay. I was thinking maybe towards the end.
Well, I would, but we have Omega and Azrael.
That's fair. That's fair.
And then, so this is what I had originally. I didn't get a chance to show you it, but this is a very similar order to what I had beforehand. Let's grab Metaton. Let's grab Undying. Let's grab Metaton again, apparently. And let's grab Sans. This is the order I was thinking we could do them in. I can move anyone real fast and we can get to the ranking.
Okay.
Anyone you want to see move further up?
No, you're good. I was just thinking it'd be funny if you end up voting and put them in order of power.
No, because Toriel's all the way down here. And Papyrus is down here.
Yes.
Undying the end. We'll get to it. I'm jumping the gun. Flowey. Ooh, boy, Flowey. What do we say about Flowey?
I mean, Flowey, he's definitely a flower. He did casually admit to having killed everybody else.
So the fun thing about him, we know he's fought Sans. And Sans will only fight you if almost everyone else is dead.
Yes. So we know he's capable of killing most of the monsters. We also know he doesn't want to fight Asriel.
He doesn't want to fight Azrael?
Not Asriel. Asgore.
Actually, I think he killed Asgore.
So he didn't want to because
no, he's fine with killing Asgore. He has no problem with killing Asgore. So the only problem with the Asgore thing, and I know, and this is an argument people say, like, well, Flowey says he couldn't get past Asgore without you, but that doesn't mean what people think it says. It's him admitting that without Asgore bringing out the souls, he couldn't get to him.
I couldn't get to, like, physically get to Asgore?
The souls.
Oh, okay.
So when Frisk shows up, Asgore brings out the souls because either he wins that fight, he gets the final soul, he gets to break the barrier, or he loses and Frisk gets to free the souls.
Yeah.
And that's basically what that whole thing's supposed to be. And that's basically what Flowey's talking about when he says he can't get past them. In fact, even in the pacifist route, he uses the true pacifist route. He uses that opportunity when everyone shows up to steal the souls again. So he's not afraid of killing Asgore. And he kills Asgore twice. So he's higher than people generally. I've seen some people put him all the way down here in like the mid tier.
Oh, that's ridiculous because we know that he's capable of killing at least most of the other monsters. That's including the other boss monsters who can pretty. We don't really have any reason to think that most of the boss monsters could be beat by any of the mid-tier characters, especially when you think of Undying. And since he did fight Sans, so he is at least reasonably comfortable.
So it's not even that we don't even have reason. So everyone states Undying's the most powerful monster besides Asgore. And the fact that he can even fight Undying, let alone kill her, should say a lot about this flower that people aren't willing to give him.
Yeah. And we know that he's a flower, but we know he can't attack. He attacks you at the beginning of it.
Well, yeah. No, you're right. And at the very end, without the souls, he's strong enough that he can hold Asgore, Undying, Sans, Papyrus, all the main characters in place without any of the souls.
Yeah. So he's definitely one of the strongest characters.
I think people, and that's why I told you about this. I'm definitely doing that Flowey video when I get a chance. That's definitely happening. People will be downplaying my boy. If you try to go back one more time, Toriel. I'm going to put right here.
Yeah. I don't know anything about the anime cat lady, but we see Torio knock away Flowey, but I'm pretty sure Flowey just kind of let it happen.
Well,
and as you mentioned, he was able to hold all of them together, which included Hope.
We also know that magic is a big weakness for the ghost people, and that's so. I didn't say this at the time because that wasn't relevant. So this she right here is him.
Is who?
She is him. She is the mad dummy. He leaves this body and he finds this one.
I see.
So any weakness he has, she has. And although it wasn't going to kill him, magic tears were hurting him enough that he ran.
It's a lie to.
So magic fire
definitely would do something.
Especially considering that they are just a doll. And pain itself, an interesting body and then could die. Okay. Same as Mettaton. Sorry, I got kind of serious there, but yeah, a lot of people don't know that about the ghost in Undertale. They can be forced to bound if they take much damage, and if they do, they can die.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
That's why Mettaton can die, despite the fact that we know they're a ghost.
Yeah.
So anyone who says, well, they're a ghost, they can't die, they just haven't been paying attention. I don't want to be mean, but that's just what's going on.
Yeah, I'm pretty casual when it comes to the lore of you, but even I knew that Mettaton was a ghost and can die.
My boy Papyrus. Yes, most of the boss monsters are pretty good and up high up here.
Yeah. I mean, they are bosses. They are meant to be strong.
I put Papyrus under Meow. Actually, I'm downplaying my boy. What am I doing? He goes above her. He has the attack power, and he definitely hits fast enough. The magical attacks definitely can hurt. And again, so the only thing that would stop him from killing her is the fact that he wouldn't want to kill her.
Yeah.
Interesting thing, Undying actually thinks he's strong.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Even Undying mentions that Papyrus isn't weak. It's just that he's not really the type of person who wants to fight. He kind of indicates that as far as being a fighter, he's too kind. He's not willing to do what he needs to do. And that is kill humans.
Or anyone in general. Like, he wants to befriend you.
Yeah. Even when you act super aggressive in the genocide route, he still spends the whole thing trying to get you to stop and be friends.
And if you do, he'll still go on a date with you. Oh, poor Papyrus.
He will tone you down at the end, though. Saddest I've ever been.
It's okay. He doesn't have a mustache. If you do that one more time, I'm smacking someone.
I'm going to back away.
I'm going after your dog. Undying. Base Undying, above him, below Toriel. The only reason I think she's able to kick her out of the throne room, because at that point, her entire family's dead.
Yeah.
And she already didn't want to be there anyway. She's not a big fan of killing humans.
Yeah.
Probably doesn't have any will to do anything at that point.
She seemed kind of resigned. At least when we get to her, she seemed kind of resigned to being away from everything.
Who could blame her, though, to be honest?
Yeah.
I don't know. You okay with that?
Yeah.
We also do know she's able to hurt Asgore. So for anyone who wants to question that, we know Asgore is more powerful than her, and she can hurt Asgore. Get more than that when we get to Asgore. I'm going to skip Undying the Undying for a little bit. I know I put her there, and anyone who's watching is like, but you put her there for a reason. You know what? I can change my mind.
What? No, that's illegal.
Well, I'll deal with that afterwards. Mettaton Neo. Right above the Night. Below the Night. I'll figure out words at some point. He has no attack power.
That's true. You can't hold him, but he can't hold you.
You could outlast him, though. So he's still a robot. He still has battery. It's just a good battery. Better. So the thing with him is he has a better battery pack than the humanoid Mettaton.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean it's infinite.
Yeah.
And he has no attack power. So anyone who he fights with high defense, solid.
Yeah, then it really does become a battle of who lasts longer, and he does have very little battery. So
Fun fact as well: his most powerful attack is the ability to sap souls. Well, that means he's using his electricity.
yeah,
So his most powerful attack lowers his ability to fight. Muffet. I would put Muffet below them.
below them.
Yeah, I like Muffet, and I wanted to put her higher. In fact, we've done this before, and I did put her higher. But they're magical attacks, and their ability to double team, his high defense, and his overall is just chadness. Way too much for Muffet. Her best attack is the ability to turn your soul blue and limit how you're a moving range. That doesn't do a whole lot when these people can just tank your attacks. Like her best, like the Muppet Spider, but she has to summon him.
Yeah,
And the fact that she gives her attacks away don't help either. She's cocky.
yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah, I really did want to put her higher. I don't know. You have any arguments for her?
I really want to put Ohio, but I can't think of anything off the top of my head to do so.
We'll keep her there. But if we think of any arguments while we're looking at the other people,
Then we'll move on.
is she stingy? That is the question.
Everyone is SNG.
Neo.
SNG.
Or is this EX? No, this is EX, not Neo. I'm putting him below Papyrus.
Yeah, his battery pack doesn't last as long, but he has the advantage in that he can attack you.
Okay, I kind of what you're saying. I was like, everyone can attack you. That's the point. No, he actually has actual attack power. I get what you're saying now. He also has incredibly stretchy arms and legs. He has incredible
And
range.
just look at that face. Absolute beauty.
But considering what the Blue Bones do, and this is what I was talking about earlier with the Blue Bones being godly, characters like Metaton always move. They don't know how to stop moving.
Okay.
Blue Bones do damage while you're moving.
So he would not be able to dodge it.
No. And they do damage, well, at least for Papyrus, this isn't a thing because you still get your invincibility frames. Someone we're going to talk about later, that's just damage per second.
Yeah.
Ad score. Shut up, people. I know. I know what I'm doing. Above Toriel, below Flowey.
Yeah.
We're over this. We took the fun out of this one.
We did, didn't we?
So I did go back, and I will openly admit that I messed up in my last video that we didn't post. Their stats aren't relative. They're near each other. She's closer than him than any other. So she only has a defense of 20.
Okay.
Which I don't think the numbers matter too much, but just overall, she's a defense of 20. She's 50. He's also 50, but he has an attack of 80. But he can be talked down so easily.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to fight. And that could be just because.
And that's not even just within the fight. Like thematically, Torio's whole problem with him was, well, part of Torio's problem with him was that he put on this act like he was going to do this, but at the end of the day, he just really wasn't willing to do what he was saying he was going to do.
Yeah.
Really undying in most of the woke, and he just kind of sat around in the castle and waited. He even mentions in the genocide route that he doesn't really want to fight you right before you kill him.
Flowey kills him.
You kill him, Flowey kills him. It's all relative.
I just thought it was
Either
really
way, he
stupid.
dies.
So could you say that Asgore was just feeling Undying type of propaganda? Is Asgore fake news? Should we cancel Asgore?
Cancel him. Asgo for president. Not Asgo. Undying for president.
I feel Omega is. 1 second, let me just. So I just found out we've almost been doing this for an hour, and the background noise is now slightly louder. But we can still have fun.
Sorry about the background noise.
I blame you. I don't want to. We're
It's
getting.
because I'm the guest.
Yes, we're getting to the people I don't want to talk about, but I want to talk about because these guys are so much fun. Anyway, let's just go back to the bottom. Undying the Undying.
Well, she doesn't die, so obviously God.
Undying the Undying. Strong enough to take everyone's attacks with no problem.
Yeah.
So she takes her base form can't take a full power hit from level 12 Brisk, but this form can take like 9 of them.
Yeah.
And even then, you could argue they don't die. But she doesn't die because her health bar depletes. It's just her body can't hold on.
Yeah. Arguably, if her body was more durable,
Or she was human.
or she was human.
Oh, that came out racist.
Excuse me. I don't know. If she was human, how do you think her determination would stand up to?
Probably above
Flario?
Frisk.
So yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, like Frisk is crazy, but the things Undying is willing to put themselves through, the fact that they're a monster, and even without this level of determination, stop themselves from dying 5 times in a row.
Yeah.
Chef's
That's
kiss.
pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And that's not mentioning all the feats that we know that she can do as far as how fast and all of that.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Should we talk about that real fast? Should we talk about?
This is powerlifting.
It is. Should we talk? Because I was talking about this the other. The crazy speed of Undying, able to get from halfway through the map all the way back to the beginning of the map within a second. Able to keep up with Frisk, who we'll get into the power scaling of later, but it's arguably near like hundreds of times faster than the speed of light.
Yeah.
How many characters can you honestly say you know that are on that speed level? Because I can't think of one. There's lots that are massively above and lots that are massively below, but within hundreds of times, there's not a lot of characters who can deal with that.
Yeah.
Without just being unmeasurable, inaccessible, or irrelevant. Disgusting.
And that's not forgetting the fact that the spear with the magic spears, which we know a lot of the other monsters weak against magic. The fact that she can summon multiple of them at a time.
You can make them change course by inverting the attacks.
Yeah.
Force you to hold steel. Mettaton Neo. This is going to be one of the most controversial ones out of all the ones I put on here.
I don't really know for sure because Mettaton
Buffalowy
just kind of takes one hit and dies. But that's level 18 Frisk?
Yeah, level 18 Frisk. Yes. If you get one shot by someone who can one shot the entire universe,
that doesn't mean that you're not weak. It just means that you're not universal. And to be fair, most people aren't.
Top of the universe. I wouldn't say universal, but that'd be like saying Boros is weak in One Punch Man because he lost to Saitama. That'd be like saying Frieza is weak because he lost to Goku. That'd be like saying Shinji is weak to Senji because he lost to Senji. The background noise is starting to get real. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, people.
But why about Flowey?
What does Flowey do?
Flowey's a flower.
So
Flowey is capable of holding down
we do know
the
that.
monsters.
Yes, but that was like he doesn't hold down Mettaton. And even then, like,
Do they ever interact?
Mettaton and Flowey?
Yeah.
Not that I'm aware of. We do know that Flowey can lose to Undying and Metascore because they have cause resets. We just know Sans causes the most resets.
Yeah.
And Neo hits so hard, unironically, one shots Undying.
Really?
Yes.
How do you know that?
Because they have the highest attack state in the game.
Okay.
The only reason why we don't see it is because they have really bad defense. But again, that doesn't matter because the only thing we have to compare them to is a level 18 Frisk.
Yeah.
Who one shots based on dying.
Yeah.
Like level 12 Frisk one shots based on dying.
Yeah. I know you said you don't like to use the stats, but really that's all we have to go on for.
Okay, so I'm just going to say that right now. So Sans is stated to be the weakest monster in the game, right? 1 attack, 1 defense.
Yeah.
Okay. That means Medita Neo is stronger than him, right?
Yeah.
You know what Medita Neo's defense is? It's negative.
Negative.
It's negative.
That's pretty bad.
So the stats, if they can be that inconsistent, that somebody who's negative can be stronger than somebody who has positive stats, that means they're not meant to be taken 100% literally.
Yeah.
Undying, with her armor, has a defense of 20. But Papyrus has one of like, I remember correctly, it's like relative, like 25 within 20 to 30, which means Papyrus with almost no armor has the same defense as her with her full armor.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
And that's not even getting into the fact that some of these other like lesser monsters actually do have high defense in that stats as well. So the numbers are not reliable because they don't project how this should go from what the game also gives us and other information. Like if she's the strongest, if she's the strongest outside of Asgore, there's no way she should be boasting a lower actual defense.
Yeah, especially wearing a full set of armor.
And fun fact, because there's that theory that Kara. Sorry, I keep going on, but you know how there's that theory that says that Kara's telling you everything. You could say that the stats are just what Kara thinks.
Okay.
Because you're not actually looking at those numbers; those are being told to you.
Yeah.
So that could just be what Kara thinks, and Kara's wrong about a lot of things. Kara's wrong about Sans. No, he doesn't hit as hard, but he's not the easiest monster in the game to fight.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you've fought Sans, you definitely know that he's not the easiest.
Yeah. But you can see why I have that problem with the numbers.
Yeah.
Sorry, there's one of those things I didn't even get on. That's part of the reason why I wanted to make this list. Because people go to those numbers so often, not knowing what they're meant to be, or anything about them, or how they're not necessarily just as cut dry as they are. Otherwise, you have Neo above Sans. And even then, we're not taking in, like, the stats don't take in speed, fighting styles, abilities.
Now for Omega Flowey, Nightmare Fuel is what he should be. But we don't have that, so...
I'm going to put him below Undying the Undying.
No, I didn't see that coming.
Really?
I really did not.
Undying the Undying? So... Undying the Undying should be able to one-shot level 1 to something Frisk.
Okay.
And then she's on par and can take hit from level 13 Frisk. So theoretically, she'll be able to take up to like at least 17 like Omega can. Given a neutral run.
Okay.
The best thing he has going for him right now is a loading state. But I don't think he'd be able to hurt her fast enough and quickly enough to take her down before the souls turn on him. Because those powers are not reliable to him.
Yeah, I guess all Undying has to do is survive long enough. And since Undying is, as mentioned, ridiculously fast and can just decide, you know what, maybe I won't die.
Another interesting argument here. Souls would actually probably help Undying.
Why?
Because they really don't like Omega. They see this fight happening. Okay, so let's say...
Because Undying was one who, maybe kind of killed them.
Small details right now. But let's go with a hypothetical. So the souls in Omega are very merciful. They help you because they don't like the idea of him just beating down a weak being. So let's say he's massively stronger than Undying. So she's definitely going to outlast anything Frisk can. Can we agree to that? Yeah. So they're just going to see him beating down Undying. It's 1 soul turns. She now has the power of 1 soul. Which means if she already has staying power, if she has 1 soul helping her, she's really going to have staying power.
Yeah.
And then it's just a matter of time for all the souls to turn and start helping. Yes, she killed them. No, she didn't kill him. She didn't know what a human looked like till the beginning of the game. She'd never seen a human. She didn't kill him. That was Hadmore in them. So no, they have no reason not to help her. Oh shit. That's a fact I keep.
Well, then that gets we're talking about only talked about with Asgore. But
he's willing to kill, but
yeah,
he doesn't.
But yeah,
want
he
to.
still definitely doesn't want to. Torio even mentions that.
Yeah, but yeah, that's my reason why. So even if we give him the benefit of the doubt, say he he's not one-shotting. He's stronger. He has more defense. He's going to get weaker as this fight goes on, and the soldier
She's
is
just
going to
going to get stronger.
Yeah, and we can't even give her the same in this fight. We can't even make the same determination argument that you can make with these guys because the souls will keep her alive.
Yeah.
Considering that the reason why monsters can't do it is because of the physical forms, the physical hearts will give her whatever she needs to stay alive.
Yeah.
She was already fine. Sorry again, like I said, these are fun ones for me. This is where it gets interesting. People don't understand some of these crazy. I don't know. You fine with that?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Oh, we're getting to the real fun. And this has been over an hour. I am so sorry. I thought we were going to knock this out in 30 minutes. We did this a lot faster last time. But we have been talking this time. You've gotten a lot better at this. I'm proud of you.
Yay.
You've grown into a true stone. Asriel Dreamer. God.
I hear I was going to say not a Fido. Yeah,
Right.
definitely God.
And here's the thing. Realistically, maybe I should have just not been lazy and made my own tier list. Because this is only a percentage of what Asriel theoretically could do is this form. And this form was wiping out the Undertale timeline, which is a whole universe.
Yeah.
Bare minimum. Can move within non-existence, so it has massively faster than light's arguably maybe measurable speed. No one below here can hurt them. And unlike Omega, he has control of the souls.
Yeah. So he won't just lose them all the time.
She's in him.
Yes.
That's a creepy sentence.
Let's not think about it too much.
I choose not to. Yeah. So he has everything he can do, but it's not going to fade.
And stronger, to be honest. He can do a lot more.
Hyper Goner, man.
He has hopes and dreams. Oh, Muffet's moving.
I just thought she could probably just web up his orbs. And then he can't attack at all. Actually.
Truthfully, I am afraid of spiders, so
She controls the health market. She can just keep herself healed. She doesn't in the fight, but she could.
okay. Just keep eating them donuts.
She's a spider, but she's a fair spider. Oh, should we do Sans next, or should we jump to the key frisk?
Let's just do Sans next.
He's
Sorry to be so boring.
He's the only one that matters. Ooh, I'm gonna make people mad with this one.
I'm already mad.
Above Undying, the Undying.
I would honestly agree.
Really?
Yeah, he's the only one that can move slightly to the left.
Jesus Christ. So, where do we begin with that? Where do
Okay,
I
so-
begin with?
I say that because Sans is able to dodge a level 19 Frisk.
Twice.
More than twice, but
Well, no, never mind. I'm thinking of something else. Continue.
meanwhile, Undying the Undying was able to fight you, definitely. At level 13, was it? But you guys are pretty level at level 13. Undying losing because Undying's body melts, as fish with determination tend to do.
I knew there was something wrong with my trouts.
That's why you can't cook Undying. Anyway,
Undying disagrees. Did you see what she did to her house?
you know what? Undying's weird hobbies aside,
That I had been playing it there this whole time. Sorry. Continue.
Undying is roughly comparable to a level 13 Frisk. Meanwhile, Sans, quite frankly, just kind of plays around with you for the most part at level 19.
He bullies your ass.
Yeah. Like, not just from not even ignoring the fact that it took me 3 weeks to beat Sans.
Took me 6 hours.
To be honest, if Sans had the energy to continue the fight, he'd be. I don't think you would be able to defeat him.
Well, I think it goes on beyond that. So the only reason why you beat him is because you break the laws of the game.
Yeah.
If you had stayed away from the fight button, wouldn't have hit him there.
Yeah. And the only reason you get the opportunity to do that is because he just kind of falls asleep. If he was able to just continue fighting, he'd be able to He'd be able to. You would never be able to beat him at level 19.
You're always being toward a new one.
And if we compare how strong Frisk is at level 19 compared to how strong Frisk is at level 13, I don't see any reason to think that somebody at level 19, comparable to level 19 Frisk, wouldn't be able to beat somebody comparable to level 13 Frisk.
One more time.
I said I don't see any reason why somebody who's comparable to level 19 Frisk wouldn't be able to beat somebody who's comparable to level 13 Frisk.
Okay. I heard Frisk missed the number part. Don't know how to do that.
And
I thought I had a bunch to say about Sans. You got this. I like this. Go for it.
And I understand, the stats aren't meant to be 100% there, but you're clearly getting stronger throughout it.
Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't argue that. There's a clear progression that's supposed to be said there.
So with any sort of video game, characters who you beat who are equal to you when you're stronger are necessarily stronger than characters who you are equal to when you're weaker. So just simple from game logic, I don't see any reason to say that Sans wouldn't be stronger than Undying the Undying.
Except Dark Souls.
Dark Souls.
They'll beat you no matter what level you're at. You actually had a lot to say about that. That was good. Good thing we went to Sans next. I agree with a good amount of that. A lot of things is Sans actually shows a level of speed as well that's above everyone else. So everyone else is so slow they can't dodge you. Sans can, and he's the only. Besides Azrael, he's the only one you can miss.
Yeah.
Except other people but there's other characters who you miss not because they're moving, but because they just can't be hit. Like the Amalgamites.
Yeah.
They're slippery like a banana. Especially this one. He is almost a banana. So I think his name's Cornbread. What's the difference between a banana and cornbread? Whatever I say it is. Frisk. A lot of people. This is gonna
Are we assuming level 20?
Whatever. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Frisk above Azrael. A lot of people think Frisk goes below Omega. It's weird.
Really? You kind of beat Omega in a fight at level 1.
Frisk beat him, knocked him down, stole his lunch money, and walked away with his girlfriend. Or boyfriend. We don't judge here. All 6 of them.
I always thought that Flurry had a hot date waiting for him after the game.
So, fun fact. Humans can... So, you remember the criteria needed to pass the barrier?
Yeah.
You want to say them real fast? So I don't look like I'm being a jerk?
If I remember correctly, the humans could just walk through the barrier. No?
No.
Well, they not.
They needed a monster soul.
They need a monster soul. Meanwhile, a monster needed 7 human souls.
No, they just need 1 human soul.
Really?
It's just a monster and a human soul.
Oh, 7 human souls to break it, right?
A monster soul and 7 human souls are needed to break it. Or the wizard, I guess, who made it, because usually if you make a spell, you can break it.
Didn't take 7 wizards to make it?
So get all 7 wizards there.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not wrong. It just happens to be that the number of wizards needed to destroy it just happened to be 7.
I thought that was the reason why you needed 7 souls.
It would make sense. Frisk just walks through it without a monster soul. By themselves.
I guess you're right, because you can leave going the true pacifist route.
You can leave doing the neutral route. You just walk out of that thing. Asgore's soul's been destroyed. The other human soul's left. Flowey's gone. And Frisk just walks away. And we know he's still alive because you don't get a game over and Sans calls you. So Frisk is so powerful. Huh?
Just because Soul is that strong?
Yes. They are more determined than anyone else in the universe has ever seen.
It's the eyes. Just look into those eyes.
You think really Baroque. That's a feat not even Azrael Dreamer has.
Okay.
He needed both souls to do it. Frisk does it by themselves at level 1. They can tank Azrael's Hyper Goner, which is able to destroy the entire universe and dodge it, which means so the universe is infinite size, right?
Yeah.
Theoretically. I guess technically we don't know, but theoretically it is. So the Undertale universe would also be infinite in size. So to absorb it, you would need infinite speed. Frisk can dodge it, meaning Frisk definitely has immeasurable speed and has a universal level attack. And that's Azrael with only a percentage of their power.
Okay.
So what does Sans do against that? Like in long term. And they can always come back after dying. Even level 1 Frisk. Like Sans can kill Frisk, all these characters kill Frisk, but how do they stop Frisk?
Frisk just keeps coming, which is
Like
kind of the point. The save file is like a thing that Frisk just does. Just keeps coming and coming and coming and coming and coming. And as long as the player doesn't give up, Frisk will just keep coming. And eventually, you only need to kill them once and they're gone. They can kill you ad infinitum, and Frisk just doesn't die. Just keeps coming.
So you could argue that Frisk, the entity, even if you don't come back to the game, still exists there.
Yeah.
They just still don't die. So even if you don't come back as the player, Frisk is still there.
Talk about prep time.
So even like level 1 Frisk, like the souls will turn the souls will turn. He can one-shot Frisk. Fine. I'll give anyone that. But they're gonna turn on him. We saw that fight.
Yeah.
It did not go forever. In fact, it goes so badly for Omega that he never tries it again if he has memories of that fight. That's how badly it goes. So for anyone who has to sit there and say Omega beats Frisk, and I had a whole argument with this. I told you about that. It's like I don't usually have like these moments of like just like usually when I'm talking to people online, I'm having fun. But that one's like you have to deny and just reject so much information to say Frisk is below anyone that may be as real. But even then. Sorry, I told you weeks ago I had stuff to say about that one particularly. Yeah. Next one, Kara. Get out of my face. Not ruining this. Kara, not a fighter. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do real fast. I'm going to have to. Sorry, this is going to be blasphemous.
I was expecting you to put like just Kara or
Pick a
God plus plus.
Pick a color real fast.
Gray.
Which gray?
The middle one.
This one's black. Learn your colors. Fool, you fool. I should learn how to use controller apparently. Kara, above God. No contest.
Because it's Frisk with a smile. And a smile is everything.
You're never fully dressed for that one. I know. I want to hear what you have to say about this, see if you agree with this, and then I'm going to go into the crazy that is Kara. And why I think Kara, unironically, might be able to be what people want Saitama to be. Can one-shot most people in fiction.
Except for Saitama, obviously.
Of course, even Saitama. They got a smile. And Saitama was naked in space. So,
I've always thought of being naked in space as a power feat.
Unless we're going by anime logic, which means the less clothes you have, the more armor you have. Anyway, go on. I want to hear what you have to say. If you agree or not.
I don't really know a lot of the lore behind Kara, but I do know that Kara at least can do everything that Frisk can do. And then at least a little bit more. Because we do know that Frisk couldn't, after the genocide route, Frisk couldn't reset the world. And Kara was like, you want me to do it? All right, we'll make it get done. That's about all I got. We know that if we put Kara where Frisk or Frisk is, we know that Kara is at least a little bit above Frisk.
So it's not even a little. So
I'm just saying, at least. So.
Oh no, I'm about to get into this. I just needed somebody else to say it so that way people can hear. At least I'm willing to hear why Kara's not as high as I'm about to wank the hell out of. And I'm going to wank in my next video. Next video. Okay, I don't want to do Omega Flyway next because that's the one that you said on. Which one did you? I think it was one of those two. We'll talk about it later. I want to do Omega Flyway first. I'm going to have to do Kara's my next video. Because Kara, again, and I didn't mean this as a joke, might ironically be able to beat most characters in fiction in one hit.
Because of that smile.
So, everything that Kara does, ability to reset reality, take out real text, because she can do everything Frisk can do. She can do without a soul. The thing that makes Frisk as dangerous as they are, beyond universal durability, immeasurable speed, able to tank and destroy all these people, they need a soul for. Kara one-shots Frisk. Kara one-shots you. Kara one-shots you and Frisk with no soul. And then they're so determined without the soul, you can't even come back to the game. Frisk can't come back to the game. They have to let you. And you have to give them your soul to do it. You know what that means? They have a soul's power with a soul's power on top of it. So they are 2 times, anywhere between 2 to 100 times stronger than Frisk. And the reason why I say that is because level 1 soul will do that. A level 20 soul is massively more powerful because it's not a consistent jump. Like level 2 is 2 times stronger, level 3 is 3 times stronger. No. Especially since you look at like some of these characters are like, I'm sorry, I think it's important to go through this. This guy, like, what is he like? Less than sound level? Can't destroy any buildings? And we go all the way up to universal, multiversal, near immeasurable speed, beyond multiversal. That means nothing to this character. It takes level 19 to even get to these levels. They don't have a soul. I know it took me forever to sit there and think about because I'm sitting there trying to figure out the best way to think about Kara. But when you stop and think about some of the crazy stuff they can do, that's what you end up with. And there's no anti-feat. Like, think of one anti-thing that goes against Kara.
I can't think of any.
The only thing you can go against Kara is they die. But that was before. So this is Spirit Kara. This Kara was infused with this at some point. And clearly some of the power was able to linger on with their human form. And because they no longer have that monster physics holding them back, and they're outside of death itself now, they're not held back by any of that. And people want to sit here and say he's below Omega.
That doesn't make any sense. Especially, even if we just say that Kara is equal to Frisk, we've already established that Frisk is stronger than Omega and the rest of them.
And the weird thing, so we can't even sit here and argue that they can go back and forth like these two. If you want to say Sand and Omega can go back and forth, maybe. So Frisk can still hurt this guy, level 17. But Kara one-shots Frisk.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen when Kara hits Omega?
I think we're gonna need a weed eater.
Again, that's no soul Kara. Imagine Kara with everything Frisk can do. Like, even if Azrael wanted to fight back, like, what does he do? Honestly, yeah, but like let's take Superman.
I mean, if you have the ability to just reset the world, he could really. It's not much of a stretch to say that if Kara can just reset the world, he could just reset it back to before Azrael got all the souls combined.
Here's another fun fact about Kara. They're immune to resets.
Yeah.
Even a true reset, which affects everyone below here, even Frisk is affected by the true reset. Kara isn't.
Yeah. And we know that because Kara will keep Frisk's soul, even if you do a true reset.
They make comment of it.
Yeah.
Multiple times. I think like 3 times and they go, why do you keep doing this? We've done it all before. Like, what, you just like killing people? Okay. And they even make reference to other games. They even say, let's move on to the other world. To another world. And we know that's another game because if you come back to Undertale, they're confused. So we know they're talking about other games. So if you go play Skyrim, Kara's with you, getting stronger with you. So Kara's Dragonborn. Kara's Dragonborn. Sorry, I was getting too serious. So like when you go kill anyone in like Skyrim, Dark Souls, Kara's with you, getting stronger with you. Because theoretically, Frisk is supposed to be your representation of you in the game.
Yeah.
Some deep shit, man. I don't know. You have anything to add to that?
I do not.
Oh, well, how long have we been doing this? Probably longer than I'd like to admit to. We've been doing this for almost an hour, 20 minutes. And the only person who's been viewing has been me. I've been the only person viewing this via my other device. Any last thing you want to add?
Not that I can think of.
At some point, I'll probably make a list, put these in the same order as this, and add Deltarune characters. If you play Deltarune, we should knock that out.
Okay.
I'll give you time to actually sit and study it down, so I don't. You got a lot to say about Sans. Very proud of you on that one. I was worried that I was going to be the only one with something to say about that, but anyway, I'm rambling now. This will be Kinrock out. Everyone say hi to my guest Stone. He does not have a YouTube channel, so don't go looking for him, you creeps. And I will see you all
Maybe
later.
if you all like my buttery voice, I'll get one.
Don't give him a big head, or give him a big head. You know what? Let's see if we can make this happen. 100 likes, he makes a YouTube channel. You know what? That's too high. 10 likes, he makes a YouTube video channel. 20 likes, he makes a video, and I'll be in it. Goodbye.